Hi guys, my name's Ashley. I did my book review on The Island of the Blue Dolphins by Scott Odell. This is a picture. I had an ebook. I didn't have an actual copy, but this book was written by Scott Odell, and he's a very famous writer. He was born in 1930s. He was a soldier in World War One and Two. He was born in Los Angeles, California. Um, he After the wars, he started working with silent movies, and one of his movies was based in Italy. And I guess he fell in love with Italy, so he stayed. And then I guess just the people and the culture made him want to start writing. So his first book he actually wrote in Italy, and it was for adults. But they said that he burned the copy, that no one got to read it because he didn't want anybody to read it. And then shortly after that, in 1961, is when he wrote The Island of the Blue Dolphins. That was his first book for children, and one of his first really big popular books. So for question two, I picked Island of the Blue Dolphins because I had actually been assigned it when I was in, I believe, fourth or fifth grade, and it was I had to do a project on it, and I just really liked it. And when this topic came up, I was like, "That's a good book to choose." And I'm from California, and it's based off California, so that's why I like it too. Um, a couple of medals. This one is a John Newbery Medal in 1961, the Lewis Carroll Shelf Award in 1961, and also the Southern California Council on Literature for Children and Young People Notable Book, also in 1961. There is actually a sequel. After he wrote the book, they made a movie, and so after the movie came out, he wrote a sequel called Zia in 1976. But I've never read the sequel, so I don't really know what it's about. Question three, brief summary. The book is based on a true story, actually, of a Native woman from California. The actual island is called San Nicolas. It's off the western coast of California. And this woman got stranded on the island, and she lived there for 18 years of her life until somebody finally found her and brought her back to California. And she actually went to one of the missions, and she didn't speak good English, so they were trying to teach her English at the Santa Barbara mission. And her real name is actually Juana Maria, and but in the book, her name is Karana. So in the actual book, um, there's like a big war between her Karana's family and some other Native Americans, and the Native Americans kind of slaughter her family. They're called the Aleuts. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but yeah, they have a war, and he kind of slaughters their family. And then soon after that, there's like a lot of trading going on, and the white men come, and they want to take Karana and her family back to California. And so she gets on the ship to go back with them. And then while she's on the ship, she looks back at the island, and she sees her little brother, Ramo, and she realizes that they left him. So she goes and she jumps off the side of the boat and swims back to the island to go back to her brother. And so her and her brother are stranded on this island. Nobody's coming back for them. And then they're just trying to basically make their way. They build a little house, and they forage for food and stuff. And one day she wakes up and her brother's not there anymore, and he was killed by a pack of wolves. And throughout the book, this is like her main enemy is these wolves, and she's fighting with basically trying to survive from the dogs. And then also another Native American tribe, the same Aleuts, they come back to the island. They don't know that she's there. And then in like the middle of the book, one of the Aleuts actually does realize that she's there. One of the females that's part of their group, she starts becoming friends with her. But then once there's like the fishing season's over, she leaves, and then Karana's like left on her own again. She becomes very lonely. And then at the end of the book, somebody finally comes back. 18 years later, somebody finally comes back. A ship comes back, and she decides it's time to go. That she needs to make herself known because she needs to go back to civilization and actually be with people. So she makes herself known and goes back with them to California to the Santa Barbara mission. Well, that's real life. Question 4: what age do I think this book should be for? And like I said, I read it in the fourth or fifth grade, so I would say about maybe, I don't know, 10 to 15 probably is a good age. High school, I think the book's a little, too, I don't want to say dumbed down, but it's not as advanced for high schoolers, so I don't think it should be for high schoolers, but I definitely think like fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh grade is a good age for this book. Question 5: five interesting things about my topic. Um, I think that the most interesting thing is that it's based on an actual story, because when I was in the fifth grade, I didn't realize it was based off an actual story. And I had actually been to Santa Barbara mission, and I never realized that that was a big thing, that she had came there and that she had been by herself for 18 years. Like, I never really knew that. And another interesting thing is that how she learned to survive. The main thing she used to like build her house and like her weapons and stuff was whale bones, and I thought that was really interesting how they described that, and like the Native American culture and everything that evolved around that. And then the Battle of the Aleuts. I still don't know if I'm saying that right, but and I also never knew that there was a Native American tribe on that island in California, because even though I'm from California, I never realized that. No one really ever talks about it. So the book really opened my eyes to that, and I like that. Next, would I recommend the book? Yes, I definitely would, because, like I said, it sheds a lot of light on Native American culture and just that tribe and that island. And I think it's very interesting read, and that other people would enjoy it as well, even if you are older. But if you just want something nice to read, or maybe you are a teacher, it's a nice book to have your class read. Um, Question 6. So the category of nonfiction I think is factual, because obviously it's, like I mentioned before, it's based on a true story. So it's a lot of facts. The only thing that he changed is like the names of the characters, instead of using her actual name and the actual name of the island, because like the book is called Island of the Blue Dolphins, but in real life the island is called San Nicolas Island. And organizational situation, I think it's problem and solution. I think the problem is getting off the island and not being alone, and then the solution is obviously at the end when she actually gets off the island. And then the book unfortunately doesn't have visual features. I don't know. I didn't realize it. Maybe that was an actual thing we had to include, but yeah, the book doesn't have pictures, so there's no visual features. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys check out this book and hope you enjoyed as much as I did.